good people, what to do. Little technical difficulties. They worked out. Rocking now. You rocking with the best. It's your boy Cool McCain, Monarchs of Wrestling, Monday night, and I am joined by the guy on my side over here, Mr. Playmaker himself, to bring you guys another wonderful, fantastical edition of the Monarchs of Wrestling. They call it what it do.
Ain't nothing fantastic about tonight.
We on here talking wrestling, man. That's fantastic all by itself, sir. Now I'm gonna go ahead and let y'all know. The Playmaker may have a approach that I have had previously in regards to what's been happening over the past week, and I'm gonna let him breathe, and I'm gonna let him do his thug thizzle when we get there. But y'all know we got a couple of places we got to start first. So we're gonna start in the land of total nonstop action wrestling. So a couple of important points happened this week, right? So the system came out and they did their celebration because now Alicia Edwards is half of the women's tag team champions. So everyone in the system has gold. Matt Hardy comes out, of course, crashes the party. He's doing the old delete thing. Delete. You know, the whole wild, crazy Matt Hardy. So he comes out, he does that. Cool, it's whatever. He tries to get in the ring with the whole system. Obviously, the numbers advantage happens. Once the numbers advantage happens, we already know what it is. He's getting beat down. They get ready to take care of him. Out comes Nic Nemeth. Excuse me. Am I saying that right?
Nic Nemeth.
Okay. I actually need to be saying Ryan Nemeth. So excuse me because I'm thinking of the Nemeth brother. So Ryan Nemeth, the Hollywood hunk, as he calls himself, the brother of Nic Nemeth, Nemeth, however you say it, was at some Impact events, but now he is officially signed to TNA Wrestling. So he comes out, he has the save for Matt Hardy. There's cheerleaders out there were performing. They do the delete thing with Matt Hardy. It's cool. It's a nice touch. It gives you something different to talk about, right? And that's what you need. We had some other matches. We had the First Class. That's AJ Francis and Rich Homie Swan. They were up against the FBI, of course. First Class beat FBI. I mean, they're not going to be many people that we expect them to, but the FBI was never taken seriously. And I don't see anything changing with this group of it unless they do something different with it. But the other important thing was they had an announcement. So they're going to have every TNA championship. Oh, were you saying something there, Playmaker?
No, being sarcastic.
Oh, I got you. They're going to have every TNA championship is going to be defended in one match. So you're going to have Moose, the TNA champion. You're going to have the System, who are the TNA Tag Team Champions. You have Alicia Edwards and Masha Slamovich, who are the Tag Team Champions. You have Jordan Grace, who is the Women's Champion. Mustafa Ali, who is the X Division Champion. And then Laredo Kid, who is the social media champion. Still better than the 80,000 belts AEW has, by the way. But they're going to be defending what's going to be called a Champions Challenge against Eric Young, Steph DeLander, Broken Matt Hardy, Sammy Callahan, Joe Henry, Ryan Nemeth, Danny Luna, and Jody Threat. And that's going to happen on next week's Impact. What I find, we'll say, interesting is why does it have to be one match? Why can't we just have like the women have a match and then the men? You know, it doesn't because it's got to be like mixed rules, so a woman can only be in the ring with a woman. So it's just kind of, I don't know how it's gonna come off. I think it sounds great on paper, but when you try to put it out there, I don't think it's gonna come off the way they expect it. And then we are, of course, following Jonathan Gresham and what he's got going on. Jonathan Gresham, like this new weird octopus mask wearing dude now. So claim another this week. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is your main things that happened from the TNA results this past week. First comments from Daniel Berry Sports. What up, Daniel Berry? Daniel says, yo, and a yo back to you, big homie. Appreciate you tapping in, along with everyone else that is tapping in to watch this wonderful product with us. In the building, Wise all himself. Wise El Jefe. What up, bro? Appreciate you tapping in with us as well. So I know you really don't have too much to say about TNA, but just a quick question for you, a minute or two, whatever you want to get for it. Do you think that match is going to be a cluster club?
Yes.
I figured I was going to get a one-word answer, and I am okay with that. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take our first quick break here. Then we're going to get back to it, talk a little AEW, and then you know the drizzle. We'll have another break, and then we're going to dig into the what we would call the potatoes and gravy tonight. So, hey, stay tuned. Be prepared. Y'all know what it's hitting for.
Hey, Eagles fan. Join my man Cool McCain and a host of others as they break down every single game, every single week in an objective manner, and also from a fan's perspective as well. Remember, this cast feels just like you. Nobody likes you. And you don't care. Fly, Eagles, fly. Eagles Elite Podcast. Every Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern on YouTube and other podcast outlets. Rams fans all around the world.
It's a beautiful thing to be a Rams fan right now. Stafford's back. We will see about Cup. And running back Kerryon Williams to return.
Lend me your ears, or should I say lend Playmaker your ears, as he breaks down week by week everything in the Los Angeles Rams canon.
Number 99, Aaron Donald. Can't wait for 2029 to come to know that you are going in the Hall of Fame, and it should be first ballot, no questions asked.
Join the Playmaker as he breaks down everything Los Angeles Rams style in Ramily Talk on the Playmakers Blog Network YouTube channel and where you can find podcasts. Join Ryan McCarthy.
I became a Jets fan because Kermit the Frog was my favorite Muppet because he was green, and the Jets wore green. That's how I became a Jets fan.
And Dustin Henry.
ESPN is cashing all in on let's pay a few personalities and we'll just kind of fill in the gaps.
As they walk you through all of the world of sports from their perspective.
The Albany Empire, it's a literal circus.
No credentials required. Where, Ryan, say the tag.
Where you don't need a press pass to talk sports.
Live every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central on YouTube and where you can find podcasts. Oh, yes. The tradition, the pageantry, the spectacle, the history, the slut. Wait. I gotta rep my brother's stuff right. All my DMV soldiers, stand up! And welcome to the Commander's Gridiron Report. You want your commanders to be repped right? Well, D. Willie is your man. Commander's Gridiron Report. Every Tuesday at 11:05 a.m. Eastern, 10:05 a.m. Central on the Sotoba Media YouTube channel. Music by J. Cool.
Where my soldiers, right side, commanders.
All right, good people. We are back from our first break. Time to talk a little AEW.
I'm going to tell y'all right now, from this point forward, y'all not going to get the same playmaker. I'm just going to tell you that right now. Go ahead, cool. I'm just going to give you a heads up.
So Bear, Texas in the building says Pro Wrestling Rules. Absolutely, sir. We appreciate you hopping in, checking us out. Make sure you hear that like, subscribe, and that share button for your boys. We would greatly appreciate that.
He got a professional show of his own. That is Alex. He follow him, Ringside Chaos.
Bet. I'll have to do that. All right, so a couple of things to touch on AEW, right? It's not too much we got to get into. Well, a lot we could get into, but not too much that we are going to get into. Let me clarify that correctly. So, only two things, right? So, number one, Blood and Guts is set. So, Playmaker, if you remember last week, you said they're going to put a certain person in Blood and Guts. And what did I say? If that person comes out, I no longer care about Blood and Guts. That person came out. I no longer care about Blood and Guts. But I do a show. So for the sake of my peoples, you know what I'm saying? The fam, all the people that watch the show, we're going to talk about it.
I'm trying to remember. Who did I say was going to be in Blood and Guts?
Oh, we're going to get to it. I only want to say his name one time.
And so, I already see. I came out of the game, told y'all from this point forward, y'all ain't gonna get the same playmaker. And right out the gate, he said something. He reminded me of what I said last week. That wasn't gonna be good. And guess what?
He was right.
And I ain't even know.
So Yolanda says, "Bearman, what's up? Hey fellas, hey Yolanda. Shout out to Yolanda for hopping on Friday and checking me out as well. I appreciate that, Yolanda. Much love. All right. So on one side, we got Team Elite. That's the Young Buck, EVPs, whatever weirdo titles they're going by these days. Okada and Jungle Jake, we don't call them. The other side, we had FTR. Then we had the Mad King, the worst. The Mad King pop in. He's gonna be on the team. At that point, I start playing my phone.
Then it got even better.
Then, for the fourth person, all the people at AEW, we see here talking about how Swerve got on the mic, berated those dudes, talked about how they punks and cowards and all that. And who's the fourth person? Brian Danielson. Daniel Bryan, whatever it is. Brian Danielson. Brian Danielson been hurt for like months. Eddie Kingston, I have to say this right, because I like Eddie Kingston. But there's certain things where you need a guy that's going to bring more, that's going to sell better, that's going to make the match look better. Eddie Kingston does not have that ability, never has. So I'm just simply saying it like this, no disrespect to Eddie Kingston. You know, he can wrestle circles around me. But he doesn't move the needle for me. You would have gave me like Swerve. You would have gave me like a returning Scorpio Sky. Okay, I can get behind it. Or several other guys. I'm just throwing out some examples. You would have gave me the Redeemer, Miro or somebody. Okay. Because that's somebody we ain't seen in a while. This could be like a launching pad for them.
See, here's my problem.
Go ahead, sir.
When you say Team Elite or Team EVPs, we understand that. We understand that group. But when you say Team AEW, you telling me I can understand Eddie Kingston. Eddie Kingston don't like nobody in charge. That's like been him for like most of his wrestling career. Am I wrong?
You're not wrong, sir.
So I can understand put him in that type of match. The guys that are in charge right now, because what they did to Tony Khan, Eddie Kingston don't like them. So yeah, you can find yourself an ally like that. Whether he fits the type of match that they're trying to do, that's a different story.
It doesn't make sense story-wise or match-wise, in my opinion. And we're talking about Blood and Guts, Barrett, Texas. We're talking about the Blood and Guts match that's going to be on Dynamite next week.
But we're talking about guys who want to take down the Elite.
For Tony Khan, basically, and Kenny Omega. And the best you can come up with is FTR, which is solid, but you got to pair it. Like FTR is like
FTR speaks for itself because the Young Bucks.
Yeah, but FTR also is kind of like tofu.
Yeah, you can say that, but I'm like, far as storyline wise, it speaks for itself. Yeah, the Young Bucks in there. Yeah, LTR. Okay, cool. We need 2 more people.
You go and you get a Ring of Honor guy, basically Eddie Kingston, who only shows up to fight. Only time you ever see him on AEW is if there's somebody that needs like a fight, right? So predictable and so no storyline making sense at all.
That's why I said I can understand it because you're talking Blood and Guts match. Eddie Kingston, yeah, that's his type of match. So
right, but you also need to tell a story with this match. This is not just a bunch of people pummeling each other and then saying, yeah, we pummeled each other. You need to tell a story with this match.
What is our main problem with AEW?
With Eddie Kingston in this match.
What's our main problem with? Exactly.
Yeah.
They ain't finna deviate from it now.
Well, you got to make a change at some point. You got to be like Michael Jackson. You got to make that change. All right, Yolanda says you're welcome. So here's my thing. Here's quick, just off the top of my head right now. Swerve Strickland should be in this match because he came out and unleashed that scathing promo on the Elite in Jungle Jake and Okada. So he should be in this match. If you wanted to put Bryan Danielson in because he's like kind of like the corporate guy, I could kind of see that a little bit. But that 4th person with them has to be somebody that make people say, oh, Scorpio Sky, Miro, you know what I'm saying? Or somebody you're flipping from a bad guy to a good guy or something like that, right? AEW failed us again. And I also want to...
Anthony Price, thank you. Thank you.
I was actually going to get there. But AP went ahead and got there, so it's all good. He says, what happened to Joe? This would be a perfect match for Joe, but I'm assuming Joe dropped the belt, so he's taking a little bit of time off because we ain't seen him since he dropped the belt. Would have been a great return for him. Not arguing. Much better person to play the role of like the guy that will beat your ass down and bust you open than Eddie Kingston. So no problems with that. But my whole thing is you just had this star, 2 weeks ago? We're already having a Blood and Guts match. Like, why? Why are we already at Blood and Guts now? We haven't even had a regular match. You know what I'm saying? We barely had altercations.
Here's my problem.
We already went to Blood and Guts.
You have a problem with Eddie Kingston. Cool.
I have a problem with Daniel Bryan.
That's where I'm finna go.
With that too. I'm just saying me.
Ain't Daniel Bryan part of another group?
Mm-hmm.
Are we bringing him away from that group just out of the blue?
Oh no, he does this all the time. What he does is he goes off and he has these outside matches and outside stuff, and he's a good guy part of the time. He's a bad guy part of the time. But remember, this is his last year. I think his contract's up before the show in Wembley this year, so he's trying to get on the show in Wembley. He wants that to be like his final show, even though his contract will be up late. You know, maybe there's just like a pay, just shake hand agreement for that one.
Because when Claudio was in the ring with him, he just walked out. He was like, man, I'm finna leave.
Okay, thank you for saying that. I watched the interview Claudio had backstage, right? Claudio was basically like, this dude, he's always hurt, and you're going and putting yourself in a blood and guts match. You want to join the fight, you want to be on this, cool, but I can't support Bryan Danielson, still injured from before, getting hurt every time he get in the ring, putting himself in a blood and guts match. And I agree. I think it's a piss poor decision by Bryan Danielson. And by Tony Khan, who's still throwing it up in the air and taking a few sniffs like he LeBron James, but not with chalk.
Y'all do not understand what type of week last week was for me when it came to professional wrestling.
So Bear Texas said, Will Ospreay versus Shane Taylor. That's exciting. The match itself would be exciting, but I have the problem with Shane Taylor if they don't ever push Shane Taylor to do anything. Shane Taylor is one of the most talented, bigger wrestlers that we have, but they don't ever do anything with him.
See,
he comes out, talks some trash, he loses. Doesn't matter who he's fighting.
Bear Man knows all that because he heard me say the same thing to him personally when we have our conversations. Yeah. We always say AEW will give you the matches you want, but there's no substance that go with it to make you stay there. You always have to ask the question, what's next? Granted, this is a Eddie Kingston type of match. He was not on the top 10 list of pay-per-view finna pick to join FTR. Let's just be for real.
No.
We ain't saying Eddie Kingston can't wrestle. This is his type of match.
Yeah.
But we trying to take down these guys who want to take over. Eddie Kingston was not on that top 10 list.
If you say Eddie was on your top 10 list, in my opinion, you lied.
And my thing is, and here's my thing. That's what I don't have a problem with Eddie Kingston being in because it's type of match. But if you was gonna pull somebody else, that maybe do I dare say you pull in a champion if you're gonna bring in Eddie Kingston? And, I mean, if those who trying to figure out who I'm talking about, instead of that guy that's in the BCC, there's another guy in that group that's a champion. Now imagine how that match interest would go up if you switch them two out. If you want to bring in Eddie Kingston into it, why don't you just go ahead and bring in John Moxley?
I'll do you one better. I switched Eddie Kingston out for the man who beat him for the Ring of Honor World Heavyweight Championship. Mark Briscoe. That's the match you want. Put the Briscoe in there. If you really want to tell me you want to go hardcore, you want to beat somebody down, you want blood and guts and a guy that ain't gonna give up under no circumstance, but still knows how to tell a story. Eddie Kingston is great at what he does. Bear, Texas. So Yolanda says, I can't even watch a whole show of AEW. Hey, I'm not arguing with that point with you. Bear says, Eddie Kingston, I say, is a brilliant wrestler. He's wonderful at what he does. But he doesn't have the star power. They've tried. But when I look at Eddie Kingston, he's not top tier AEW. Now, he might be top tier Ring of Honor, but this is not EVPs versus Ring of Honor. You know what I'm saying? So if you're gonna bring anybody that's mainly Ring of Honor, why not have their champion? That'd be one Mark Briscoe. So why we can't have Briscoe and somebody else? You want to go with Moxley? Moxley. You know, you want to go with Claudio? Claudio. You want to go Swerve? You want to go other guys? So Bear says Eddie Kingston is top tier Ring of Honor New Japan. Right. But this is Team AEW. You ain't even put him top tier AEW because you know he's not. That's all I'm saying. So that's me. I could harp on it all night, but we need time because I need to give my boy time because I feel like he in the kitchen wrist twisting like a stir fry tonight. And I need to let that man have time so we can get through the stuff and he can get his disappointment out.
No, I'm gonna need you to go first because this is your champion that this happened to. This is your champion.
Yes, but AEW did something smart. I will give them that. AEW did do something smart. AEW decided that they were going to get the Mogul Embassy done. It's just going to be the embassy again, without Swerve, without Prince Nana. They had him turn on him when he thought they was on their side. They gave him a good beatdown. He got his lick back. So Swerve did his thing. He got his lick back. I like how he got his lick back. And I like that Brian Cage is like the leader. So we're going to at least get to see Brian Cage do something besides sit on the sidelines and help Swerve win a match. Or get beat. He's at least going to be in a program with Swerve, it looks like. May not even be for the championship. It may be. Doesn't really matter. Brian Cage actually allowed to just go out and be Brian Cage should be a top star in AEW. He's not. We know why. Different things going on. You got an owner that is a king, is one of the kings of powder sniffing. So we already know what it is, but he should be. Barrett Texas says, "I'm just blessed to there's plenty of pro wrestling to follow." I agree. There's so many things to follow. But I like the program with the Mogul Embassy. I like them splitting up and just becoming an embassy again and not being Mogul affiliates and all that happening. I like that because it gives a built-in story for Swerve to do while you figure out the next guy you want to elevate to have a real program with him.
Didn't they already figure that out? That's my problem.
What's that?
They did this at the expense of Christian Cage. Out of all people.
Well, he'll have the match with Christian Cage.
I don't want him to have the match with Christian Cage. That's the point.
But this gives time for that, sir. If done right. This is AEW talking about, but I'm assuming if done right. This gives time for Christian to kind of do his thing, interject into this, and kind of try to make this as difficult for Swerve as possible, and time for Christian to be even more sleazy of a heel.
That man hasn't done anything in how long? And all of a sudden, years and that. How in the vital blue hell does that happen?
Somebody, it's got to be one of the EP boys to get beat down, and they don't want to do that to Okada or the Jungle Jack. So you go out and you get a guy who it doesn't matter if he wins or loses. He's already a scumbag to everybody, and that's Christian. That's my take on how that happened. I'm not even upset about that part because it makes perfect sense from the way they book. I would take this guy that was TNT champion for a long time, and he only lost in an I Quit match because he got beaten the crotchal reason, and he was scared to take that thing the Edge was about to hit him with to the face. That's the only reason he lost. And the EVPs will say, we like him and we want him to be the next challenge. He's not going to win. But it gives another established person for my guy, Big Swerve, to swerve on. So I'm good with that. Now, if they come out and somehow Christian wins the match, I riot. I will spit hot fire on AEW on the next episode if that happens. But that should not happen. All right, Barrett Texas says, as critical as I am, I'm trying to be like Jim Cornette. Brother, you have to try to be as bad as Jim Cornette. You have to practice hating. You have to drink haterade. You have to inject yourself with liquid hate to hate on everybody like Jim Cornette does. Jim Cornette has made himself to me sound like the angry old man is like, get off my yard about everything. Like he don't like nothing. So I feel you. I definitely feel on that, Barrett, Texas. So anything else on AEW, my guy? I know we taking a break on the girl.
No, because I'm not. No, I'm like Cole Johnson. I'm not going to beat a dead horse.
All right. So we're going to drop another commercial break here, y'all. We're going to swing back through.
This is the beginning. This is the beginning of my madness.
Oh, I know. That's why we're doing it now. And when we come back, gentlemen, we're going to have a special guest as well.
Whether it's news, the largest egg producer finds bird flu in chickens at a Texas plant. Weather. Devastating tornadoes rip through the heart of the United States. Inspiration. A breast cancer survivor completed the journey of chemotherapy and now begins a future one of matrimony or sports. Michael Jordan is shown on a photo with Diddy. LeBron James has a video extolling the virtues of a Diddy party. This has been yet another Beating a Dead Horse presentation. We got you covered. BS3 Network proudly presents The Morning Shift with Cole Johnson. Live every weekday morning beginning April 29th at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central.
This is Brett, and you're watching Shady Sports Network. Tune in, hit that like button.
You might wonder, what do these guys do? Player signing announcements. I never in a million years thought you would actually come on to break this news. So without further ado, go ahead and tell everybody what happened today.
Yeah, man. I just had to work out with the Cincinnati Bengals. Signing me right out.
Without further ado, I'd like to announce that, I'll be taking my talents to Salina Liberty.
This just in, the Major League of Football is reportedly collapsing, unable to pay hotel room bills, with players being kicked out of their rooms and hotel managers asking them to leave voluntarily without issue.
Drew Willingham.
In this case, yeah, you put the blame on Kyle Shanahan for apparently not preparing the team enough for the overtime rules, supposedly.
Cole Johnson.
Peyton was considered the winner, and he was the darling of all darlings for Gerald.
With a special appearance by Tyrone Alizé McDummy.
Ain't nobody calling me. Text delete, 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 delete.
Join these two football enthusiasts as they give you Total Football Talk. Live every Monday at 4 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Central on the Sertoba Media and the Comey Media YouTube channels.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, as promised, we have a guest, Mr. King of the Cakes himself.
Hey.
The innovator and the manumerator. So many commercials, so many programs, and so many thoughts. The EVP of all EVPs himself, the mad scientist, and one of our brothers in broadcast.
That's right.
Mr. Cole Johnson.
Oh, wow. Thank you, Cole. Well, I appreciate that. Playmaker. How you doing, my man? It's good to see you once again.
Cool set me up. Cool set me up.
Cool set you up for what?
Cool set me up. Because I sat here and said,
I set him up.
No. Did you hear what I said before we went to break? Did you hear what I said before we went to break? He set me up. It's all because I sat here and said, one, I'm not gonna beat the Davey horse again. I already done that for the past 3 weeks. I'm not gonna do it again. And what's the first commercial he plays?
I did do it on purpose, but I did do it. I did do it.
I was like, really? As soon as I'm like, I just said that joke too. Like,
hey man,
that's oh man.
Because when he asked me if they ended as I want, that's where he was trying to get me to go at. I'm like, I'm not doing that this week.
No.
That's where he was trying to get me to go. I'm like, no, I'm not doing it.
I would never.
Oh man, it's good to join you guys again. Oh my gosh.
Yes, sir.
All right.
So Bear says Jim Crockett's just stuck in the 80s and he's insane. Besides his hate for wrestling, his defeat is Cole. Man, those are all fair statements. Those are all fair and accurate statements.
I don't know if he hates wrestling. I just think he has a stick up his butt about today's wrestling, which is
but I think what Bear is saying is it's really to feed the cult of Cornette contingency.
Oh well, no, I totally agree. Yeah, I totally agree.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I still have a job to do. But
Yes, he does.
if you have catch my drift since we did this show tonight,
Oh,
you know I am not in a mood right now.
I'm sorry, Playmaker. Before you continue, congratulations to your Magic. They had a wonderful season, and they're gonna do well in 2025. I'm saying that because I just saw you decked out in all blue, and I just felt compelled to say that to you.
I'm gonna move on. I'm gonna move on. If y'all don't know, you just don't know. But I know what's happening here, and I'm not. No, no, I'm not. Because I got a job to do.
I was being kind, man.
It did feel a little bit like a setup, Playmaker, I think, too. I felt a little setup in it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because we haven't played in 2 weeks.
Yeah, I felt a setup a little bit. You know what I'm saying? He may not have purposely done it, but I feel like it was a setup.
But you like that commercial, Playmaker. Why the problem? See, you laughing right now. That's why I know you like that commercial.
If you weren't so busy, you'd have saw it. I played it today on the show.
I'm not messing with y'all.
Man.
Bear Texas says, yeah, I know my pro wrestling, especially my history, with history. And then we got Damien in the building. Damien says WWE screwed up building this tournament. We gonna get to that.
Leave it to Damien ain't this the good right there. But I'm not gonna go right there first. I'm not gonna go right there.
Where you want to start?
Yes, where do you want to start, sir?
I'm not forget the order that I do it in. Forget all that. I told you. So you tell me, because me and Cool had this conversation.
Okay.
Last week. Cole, you weren't here. I don't know. Matter of fact, you weren't even in the chat. I think you were busy.
Yeah.
I asked the question.
Watch it, though.
I was asking the question: is AJ Styles is the guy? If they put a new championship on the guy, is AJ Styles that first Olympic test? Like, okay, you the new champion. We're gonna pay you with AJ Styles. We're gonna see where you at, and if we made the right choice or not.
See, the question is yes. And the funny thing is, WWE seems to like doing this with certain talent, and sometimes not even with titles. Back in the '80s, which I thought was one of the strangest things they ever did, but I think I understood why they did. You had Jake Roberts, who was one of the best heels that you ever have. They turned him babyface because he was able to train the heels to be properly fed to Hogan. And so they seem to have that type of thought process when it comes to testing the ones who are going to be the guys, or in the Snake's case, the possible guy to face off against the cash cow or the golden goose, as he said. But the guy that played the role for a long time was The Undertaker. Every new champion you saw, starting in the probably mid-90s and going on to probably, I would say, probably WrestleMania 33.
Okay.
Most of the time, you would see a new champion or a champion that has actually established himself get tested by, and you'd probably say, well, that didn't happen with Cena. Well, it did. He just simply wrestled a program with Cena 2 years before he became the WWE champion. So they pretty much knew, okay, so we knew what he has on his hands, and it looks like Cena can handle Taker. Taker didn't say he sucks, so we can promote him higher. And AJ Styles has been that, because the first title defense that Roman Reigns had after, I think it was WrestleMania 32 when he got the title, was AJ Styles. Of course, Cody Rhodes, his first title defense was AJ Styles. I blank on who was the first. I blank on another guy who was AJ's first title defense in WWE, in between Reigns and Cody.
I'm blanking on that.
I think it's Rollins. No, it wasn't Rollins. I'm blanking on it though.
See, okay, so We pretty much in agreement. We get it. So you gonna take Cody Rhodes from France and battling AJ Styles, which was a hell of a match.
Oh, easily the best match of that night. This is the best match on Backlash.
And you gonna have Nick Aldis come out there on SmackDown and say, we have found your new opponent. Nobody had to work for this opportunity. This opportunity was just given to him. And it's Logan, mother and father and Paul.
Well, you already know the reason why it's Logan Paul. Where's the next pay-per-view?
If I remember right, last pay-per-view was in Saudi Arabia.
Mm-hmm. And guess who's a huge draw in Saudi Arabia? And so you have him in the main event. And that's why. If this took place anywhere else, it would be an issue or a problem. But since this is in Saudi, and basically Logan Paul is a novelty. I hate to say it this way because he does have skills, but they sort of treat him as a novelty act. It makes sense.
Again, cool. This is your champion. Logan Paul is up next.
So I have to say this I have to come at this from two different points. So Forrest, the rational point. Because we know I'm a big Cody mark. Yeah, I'm not ashamed of that. I
nothing wrong with that. Cody's the man. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
So from the aspect of who do you want to be a number one contender that doesn't have to challenge for it? Right. There is a way to bring prestige back to a prestigeless United States Championship. And that's by having it time to time be a gateway to get a title shot for the WWE Universal Champion, which is what they're doing now. Right? So from that piece, it makes sense to have them battling each other in Saudi Arabia.
It does.
Now, as a fan of Cody, this is hot garbage. You are taking him from AJ Styles, who's one of the, let me put up the Bears comment here. Bear says, AJ Styles, now that guy is a true wrestling, in the words of Cole Johnson. God.
Oh, Lord.
Right? And then you won't take him from that to the power of the punch with the metal in my hand, and that's how I beat people, and I cheat with brass knuckles, and Patty Mahomes, Patty Mayonnaise's rings, and stuff like that. That's what I do to win. If Cody does not go out here and dog walk, and I mean dog walk, Logan Paul. If Logan Paul doesn't get beautiful disaster kicks, Cody cutters, and about 10 crossroads, we're going to be mad. Madder than we was with The Rock.
Why 10?
Maybe 5, but I'm just saying.
Well, then you're going to be angry.
Give him the work.
I'm already angry.
If not, this is straight
You are going to be angry. Yeah.
Trash.
I can tell you right now, bro, you better prepare yourself to be angry next Saturday, because I know Cody is going to try to make him look good, and they're probably going to tell him, make Logan Paul as close to looking $1 million as you can. You're going to go over, but make sure he looks good.
Then Yolanda says, darnell.
Sorry.
And Damien says, my only question is, why is this a winner title versus the winner takes, the title versus title match, the winner takes all? Because
they ain't made that official, so I don't know.
Yeah, I haven't seen that part. I know that Cody's defending his title. I know they both held up their titles, but I haven't seen where it's officially that yet. But you know what, Damien? I wouldn't even be surprised if they did some extra tomfoolery, haberdashery, and just dumbness like that.
And they don't need to do it. Cody Rhodes don't need it.
I personally would not be surprised if it's actually a double.
And then again, now that I think about it,
Logan Paul.
Now that I think about it, Cody Rhodes did somehow put in there, if he was to win that title, he would be a Grand Slam champion.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, I will say this though. If it is title versus title, I would not mind Cody winning that match and becoming the U.S. champion. So then they can actually have a U.S. title tournament to actually put the title on someone worthy to actually lift the prestige of the U.S. title. I winced when they put. I'm sorry. Yeah, I winced when they put it on Logan Paul. I understood it, but I winced because I'm thinking this guy's only going to wrestle in your biggest PLEs, and he's only going to make maybe one appearance on SmackDown a month, if that. I'm not sure you want to put him with a title, but they did, and he's had the title now for 6 months.
Right. We've seen him about once. We've seen him as much as we saw Roman Reigns when he had the
right. Just about. Yeah. Logan Paul has the Roman Reigns booking schedule. Contract. Yeah. Come on, Playmaker. You about to burst out your skin. Go ahead, man.
The fact that even Logan Paul ain't nothing. Why don't you just have somebody just beat Logan Paul? Just have somebody beat Logan Paul.
Because WWE loves that prime.
He's still gonna beat up. He just gonna lose the United States Championship.
But they love that prime.
Logan Paul don't want to do nothing else. Like he don't say it multiple times. He don't want to do nothing else. He's enjoying being a WWE superstar.
He's also enjoying not having to be on the road every week too.
He's also enjoying not getting punched in the face.
That too.
So yes,
I'm sure he's enjoying not being a boxer too. I agree.
So yes, that's gripe one with WWE. I'm sorry, but Cool knew what was coming tonight. That's gripe one with WWE. Yeah, Triple H, you had a terrible week. I'm sorry to tell you, you had a terrible week when it comes to my point.
Yeah, Triple H, you got some explaining to do this week.
But seriously, though, if the booking is that Logan Paul loses the title to Cody, and they create a U.S. title tournament, I'm all for it.
And speaking of title matches, going down in Saudi Arabia, this match is too freaking soon.
Too soon.
Tell
them why you mad, son.
Yeah, tell us why you mad, son.
Because the only way that this works, the only way, and I don't see it working this way, because I don't see them doing it at Saudi Arabia, is for Liv Morgan to win. But I don't see her winning at Saudi Arabia over Becky Lynch.
I don't either.
This is too soon to have this match. She already has a revenge tour going on. Why put her in the match that she's most likely not going to win?
I don't know if it's too soon.
If I may interject, let's just get her on out of the way. I'm sorry. I know that's your girl, Playmaker. I get the revenge tour, but she's a B minus player.
Oh, not even B plus, dude. Oh, that's cold.
She's a B minus player.
Doggone.
My opinion, it don't make it right. But to me, she's a B minus player.
You actually hit my point saying it's too soon.
Yeah.
It's too soon to do this match.
That's because they don't see her as a top star, so they're feeding her to Becky Hogan.
I'm not sure if it's too soon. All right. If they're gonna do a program with the two of them, then it won't be too soon. Then it will actually be just right. And it could be where you could have a situation where kayfabe, it's the little engine that could, although it sucks because from that end, Liv is actually the heel in this situation. So it wouldn't work properly if you do it that way. Now, if you can have it be cutthroat and you can have Dominic interfere in the match, the possibilities.
If Dominic interfere in that match, he gonna die when Mami get back.
And that's what I'm hoping and praying for. I wanted to be that stupid, so then Mami can just simply destroy him like she did to him 2 years ago before he joined Judgment Day.
He beat the boy into Judgment.
If we go with your knowledge of thinking, okay, that means WWE got to confirm that Mama will be returning somewhere around SummerSlam.
That's what I'm thinking. I think that's what she's returning.
That's what I'm thinking too. I'm not thinking she probably didn't even need the full amount of time, but they just want to make sure she's good for SummerSlam. Because WWE, let's be real, it doesn't matter if Triple H is in charge, Vince is in charge, I'm in charge, you in charge. Saudi Arabia, you want to have the right people on the card because you want to get that money from Saudi Arabia, but you don't really view this as a huge event.
Not really.
Right.
Except for the money.
Yeah, the money wise. But as far as
it's a huge money grab, but outside of that,
yeah, you just want to make sure that the names that they like are all on the card. That's what you're trying to do.
Basically, right.
You know what I'm saying?
There is another title match on this card, but I'm not going to go there because that match deserves its proper respects. And this week ain't the week for me to do that.
You're just not going to talk about that one at all?
I'll talk about that next week when I'm not in the heated mood, okay?
Okay.
Me being in the heated mood.
Let me pose a question to you two gentlemen.
Okay.
Who is Damien Priest going to fight?
I don't think he's fighting that Saudi Arabia.
I was going to say, I don't even think he's going to fight at all there. Because when is Clash of the Castle? In June? Because I know it's June.
It's in June. It's in June. Clash of the Castle is in June. Yeah. Go ahead. I'll look it up.
I think he's going to have a match. I don't know who yet. But I think he'll have a match because they like to have as much gold on the line as possible in Saudi Arabia. They see Saudi Arabia. Well, in my opinion, they treat Saudi Arabia like Clash of the Champions, Vengeance Night of Champions, now King of the Ring, all just shoving them into one. So I think they're probably going to have him a match. It'll probably be a match that we know he's going to win.
Clash of the Castle is pretty much a month away.
So it's a month from now. Okay, so yeah, you can have Damien go against somebody that you really could care less about, that you know he's going to go over, that everybody and their mama know he's going to go over, but you could set up
like they did with Jey Uso.
Yeah, unfortunately, like they did with Jey Uso in France earlier this month. You could set up to me what should be the main event of that card, Damien Priest versus Drew McIntyre. You could begin planting the seeds for that.
I just want to quickly shout out Jey Uso, who has now coined the phrase that he is the Yeeter of worlds.
Oh man!
After France.
Only he, the Yeeter of worlds.
The Yeeter of worlds. So Playmaker's boy, our guy, the Bear of Texas says, honestly, I decided not to cover the King, Queen of the Ring WWE business, much to Darnell's disappointment.
No, you leave that to me.
Hold on. Then he went Rick James on us. I'm planning on cover. I'm planning to recap King of the Ring. I like it. I like it, Bear. That's the kind of stuff I do. I habitually line stuff. I love that. Let's see. Get to the rest. We got a couple of other comments here, y'all.
And I agree, Yolanda. I don't think Logan Paul deserves needs a title either. I agree with that.
All right. So Damien says, didn't Cody say at the Backlash press conference he wanted to face Orton? Why not give him Orton? Darn it. Bear says Cody versus Orton.
That would be too.
For SummerSlam.
Yeah, I was. That'd be too Soon to give it to him at King of the Ring. Yeah,
that's where I was. I'm with you, Bear, because you got to have. So you got your big 4 pay-per-views. So you got to have your big stuff happen there. Biggest, of course, the WrestleMania, but you got SummerSlam. You know, you got
Survivor Series,
and then you got Survivor
Series. If you really want to go, I see as events. Okay, WrestleMania at the top.
SummerSlam is number 2.
Warrior Rumble.
Royal Rumble's number 3. Right.
And Survivor Series.
Because the reason why Royal Rumble will be 3 is because the main focus is really the Royal Rumble matches.
And it's the road to WrestleMania.
Yeah.
As far as WrestleMania and SummerSlam, it's the entire event.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Bear also says WWE loves paying celebrities.
As we've seen with Logan Paul.
Yep. They've been doing that since 1985.
That is correct. That's correct. Because that's really when it really started. That's when it started. Yep.
Bear also says, speaking of a punch to the face, Becky Lynch punching Dom in the face was cool to see. It was nice. Anytime Dom gets punched, I mean, I bought into the Dom the sleazy, just scumbag, and I like when things happen to him. Damien says, I don't know what's more done, Cody versus Paul, or WWE going back to Sunday pay-per-views. Well, Damien, just to be clear, they are premium live events.
And they're actually going to do one in June on Sunday. So,
yeah. Yolanda says Logan Paul needs to drop the U.S. title. As Cole said, he agrees. Bear says B- player, shots fired. David says she's C+, laugh out loud. Yolanda says he doesn't need a title, of course, talking about Logan Paul. She also says she's going to be champion until Mami comes back.
Talking about Becky.
Yeah, I think Becky might be champion until Mami comes back.
I think the same.
Yeah, Becky Hogan and her and her husband and the maneuver things backstage. Damien says June 15th for the John
Clash of Castle.
Yeah, Yolanda says that Mami has another reason to kick her. Yes,
that's true. Would
agreed. Mm-hmm. Drew says, "What up, BIB?
What's up, TFT brother?"
And then, of course, D really has a laugh at the Eater World.
The Eater World.
Hey, that is hilarious. Well, I heard it, bro. I was in the car, right? So I heard it, and I'm at the stoplight when I saw the video.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody around me thought I was crazy. When it says Jay gonna be Wyatt 6 first target, maybe not the first, but they'll probably get him.
He's gonna be a target. Yeah,
they're gonna get him for the Eater Worlds. They'll probably get him for that. Mm-hmm. Bear says I've been preparing for my new job, and my football podcast has kept me occupied. We just got through the UCL Final Four. Cool.
Nice.
Yeah, he talks.
He talks soccer. I figured when he said football, he meant soccer.
Oh yeah, I knew he meant soccer. Yeah. He put the soccer ball there for everybody to see. If you watch it, you listen to it on 302 Angel Radio. You didn't see it, but yes, there. Excuse me, 502 Angel Radio. See this there. Shout out to y'all as well. Drew says The Rock beats Cody at Royal Rumble. Roman beats Rock at WrestleMania 41 for the title.
Ooh, would that be something akin to what they did Ultimate Warrior, where in WrestleMania 6 he has the big match where he has the big coronation, wins the title from Hogan, but they figure he wasn't pulling his weight, so in the Rumble he drops it to Sergeant Slaughter. If they do that, that's akin to, I believe, the same type of move.
That's basically a Cody burial.
It would be if that would take place, because it buried Warrior. So if that's gonna bury Warrior, the same thing with that would bury Cody. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we're pushing you back down. That would be if that were to happen. I don't like The Rock with the championship because I think we need to get away from part-time guys with the championship. I didn't like Reigns' reign because he wasn't present enough. I didn't have a problem with Reigns' character.
The first couple of years. Yeah, the character was
awesome.
He
wasn't present enough. And that was my issue with him being champion.
Yeah. Yeah, because the last couple of years, he only wrestled the PLEs and maybe one PLE that wasn't Survivor Series, Royal Rumble, SummerSlam, or
right. He did the Big Four and maybe showed up to one more and then he wrestled.
Right.
No, he did Clash in the Castle as well. He did do that. Mm-hmm. So they treated it like a Big Four last year. Then Drew says, just like when The Rock beat CM Punk, then dropped the title to Cena. And then he says, Cole Sports. With a Z. Yolanda says, I'm talking about Liv. I don't think she's going to win in Liv, Yolanda.
I would love for it to happen because that would definitely mean that they're going to have a huge program with Liv getting tore off the bone by Rhea. I want to see that.
think what we're gonna have is Liv. I think I think Playmaker's right. I think we're gonna have Dom join with Liv, maybe the whole Judgment Day. And Rhea's thing when she come back is gonna be getting everybody back that betrayed her and left when she was gone. And I don't think they're even gonna worry about the title picture for a while for Mami when she comes back. Because Mami's first thing is gonna be getting the revenge. So that way you can push her away from the title for a little bit.
And if that's the case, that means
continue with her Hogan-esque run.
And if that's the case, that would mean Becky's going to have that title for a while.
Yeah, that's what I think is going to happen. I think they're going to keep it on Becky Hogan. Yeah, that's what Seth wants. Seth's like, I had to do triple duty at WrestleMania. My wife needed the belt, and she could keep it if since Rhea ain't here.
Yeah,
a little backstage politics. Just saying, it's the reason why I call it Becky Hogan.
Politics as usual.
Yes, sir. All right, Playmaker. I'm zipping.
Are you still thinking about Logan Paul with the U.S. title?
No, I know where he's mad at now. He done with that. Go ahead, Playmaker. I know where you want to go. Go ahead.
Before I get to that, King of the Ring.
We don't need to talk about that then.
So far we got through the first round. Our quarterfinals is set. Gunther obviously won against Sheamus, but as we all know, if you put Sheamus and Gunther together, you know what type of match you're gonna get.
Big man slapping meat.
Physical.
Banger after banger after banger.
After banger, fella.
Yeah, and fella got banged on and fella banged. Yes, correct.
And when in that crowd last Monday gave him a standing ovation for the match that he put on with Gunther.
He's awesome talent. Sheamus is just awesome talent.
Thanks to Drew McIntyre's obsession with a certain superstar,
nice.
He was not medically cleared to take his spot in the King of the Ring tournament against Finn Balor. This is where Adam Pearce got his babyface moment of the year. Because while Finn Balor was sitting there gloating about getting a free pass. No, you don't. I found your replacement.
Yeet.
Main event Jey Uso.
Yeet.
Defeats Finn Balor.
Yeet.
Yeet.
To move on to the quarterfinals.
Yeet.
Yeet.
Then we had a matchup that I knew my man Cool McCain was looking forward to see. It was the main roster debut of one Ilya Dragunov going against the highlight of the night, Ricochet.
I knew he was going to win, but it was a good match.
Well,
the Mad Dragon.
Wait, I was going to say, when have you ever seen Dragunov or Ricochet put on a bad match?
I don't think it's possible.
Yeah, I don't think it's possible either.
I use this, and I mean it for both of these gentlemen. You can give them a mop head, and it'll be a 5-star match.
And then mop head will be put over. Yeah.
Yes. And that mop head could win the match, and Dragunov or Ricochet would still look like the superstar.
Mm-hmm.
Phenomenal match. Dragunov moves on.
I agree 100% with you.
And once I say this, because this is where my partner's going to come in, because this is what he don't like. Those 3 matches took places on Raw. At a house show, the last first round match of Raw took place. Where Kofi Kingston outlasted Rey Mysterio down in Macon, Georgia, to get the final Raw spot into the quarterfinals.
That is interesting.
Yeah, it was at a house show.
I would have thought that we're going the other way. That's interesting, though.
Oh, you thought Rey Mysterio was going to win?
Yeah. I thought that's the direction they were going to head, so they can give him a bigger defeat.
So they had 4 of these matches, 1 for each show for men and for women. So 4 altogether on house shows. Why?
Right.
Why do we have King of the Ring matches on house shows? Here's my long-term problem. I remember King of the Ring when it was 8 people.
Yeah, in a pay-per-view. Oh, I'm sorry, PLE.
You went out one. was pay-per-view back then. We pay-per-view 8 people. That was
Single
4
elimination
matches in the
tournament.
first round.
Yeah.
You got knocked out. That was 2 matches in the second round. You
And
got
the main
knocked
event
out.
was the main
two
event
people was the main event of the pay-per-view, and that was your King of the Ring. We didn't have to have 7 championship matches on the show as well. The show was about the King of the Ring. And now you got Queen of the Ring too. So let's be 100% honest. If you did it like you were supposed to, you should have 8 people on men's, 8 people on women. You know how you could determine those people? By qualifying matches. Now, if you're having qualifying matches to determine who's going to be the 8 people to get there, I'm finding some of those at house shows. But we're having matches to determine who the 2 people is who's going to be in one match at the pay-per-view to determine the King of the Ring. So it's no longer about the endurance. It's no longer about anything King of the Ring was about when it started. And now you've been going so far as to having a match to determine who's going to get there on house shows. House shows. Not televised events. Not Heat. Not what other garbage they have that's at least televised. On non-televised house shows. That's my strike two. That's my strike two.
Playmaker. Look, I'll say this really quickly. What you say makes a lot of sense, man. The only reason why I can think they're actually putting forth King/Queen of the Ring qualifying matches in house shows is I think they want people to actually think house shows actually matter to attend. And maybe they would think, well, okay, if we actually have matches that really mean something, then it would make going to house shows important because they wouldn't want to miss. Well, they want to miss house shows, and they wouldn't want to just simply hold out for a Raw or SmackDown or PLE.
Look at the matches, Cody. These were not matches to get people to come. Kofi Kingston versus Rey Mysterio.
No, I agree with you. I agree with you.
That's not a match. I'm like, oh, they're having Kofi Kingston versus Rey Mysterio in the King of the Ring qualifying match. Take my money.
Yeah, and then on the opposite end, you had...
I'm like, who gives a pluck?
Yeah, and then on the opposite end, you had Michin going against Timothy Stratton. So, yeah, I got what you mean. I understand it.
So that was the Raw side. On the SmackDown side, Randy Orton defeated, aforementioned, the phenomenal AJ Styles.
That RKO was beautiful.
Yeah. Out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
2 guys that was called up from NXT.
And
get out on SmackDown.
And once again, AJ Styles, 47 years old, acting like he's 23. Oh my God, dude! That dude does not know how to have a bad match. That is ridiculous. Oh my gosh.
Carmelo Hayes defeated Baron Corbin.
Well shot.
I hate that. Part of me hates that. Not that I'm hating on Carmelo. I think I love Carmelo, and I just want them to treat Baron Corbin right. They just simply want to crap on him so hard. I don't get it. I don't get it. The dude, they know the dude's a good hand, but they want to crap on the dude. That makes no sense to me.
Tama Tonga defeated Angelo Dawkins, who will replace him, Bobby Lashley.
That was the only way to get Tama Tonga a win because he won't.
Yes, that literally was the only way.
Might. That won't about to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was that was the right call.
Yeah, and I'm still with the Montez Ford. Please turn on Angelo Dawkins campaign. But I'm sorry.
They don't got to turn, y'all. They don't got to turn. He could just amicably decide not to be a tag team no more.
And then
I'm with you, but I think they want to. I think they want to do a turn and see if Angelo Dawkins can actually run opposite Ford at some point.
And then LA Knight defeated Santos Escobar.
Another house show match.
And
you like LA Knight, but you could put LA Knight against me at a house show and everybody would come.
And why would you want Santos to job that early?
Why would you want Santos in the tournament at all?
If you're going to do that to him, that's what I'm thinking too. So if you're going to have him in the tournament, why have him bow the first round? That does not make sense.
I don't think
because the dude is a fire heel. He is a fire heel.
So I'll get to the quarterfinal matches before we close the show. That's the men's side. Let's go to the Queen. And before I go to the Queen, cool, you want to answer Bearman's question real quick?
Oh, John Cena reason for Corbin's downfall?
Yeah, I'll start at the top here. Damien says, speaking of Becky, W give her that bag already in KO2. Damien also says, Ricochet telling Samantha sorry before he jumped on the announcer's table was kind of funny. Her reaction was even funnier. True. Yolanda says, I should have went too. Yolanda also did say, that's my issue with Logan being champion. Champions need to be present, which I completely agree with.
100%. I agree too.
And then we'll go to Bear's comment. He says, is John Cena the reason for Corbin's downfall? John Cena seems to be the reason for a lot of people's downfall. John Cena was back there acting like Hogan behind the scenes from a lot of stuff that be coming out. So I don't necessarily know if he was, but it's interesting how that went. What I will say is if I'm Roman Reigns, I'm still upset that I got put in a program with King Corbin and dog food.
Yeah, and it sprayed Alpo on him. I'll still be upset too. Yeah.
I thought about that when I was thinking about Roman Reigns long round, but they had to pay him back for that.
Yeah.
That was 1,000 days. That was about 1,000 days of it right there. But I digress. Go ahead, Playmaker.
Queen of the Ring first round matches. On the Raw side, we had Io Sky defeating Natalya, which we expected. We had Shayna Baszler defeat Maxine Dupree.
On the house show. Nobody cared.
Oh, so she warmed to an ale? Oh, I'm sorry, my bad.
Lila Valkyria defeated Dakota Kai, who was supposed to have been Asuka.
But Asuka's injured.
And Zuri Starks won a hard fought match against Ivy Nile.
Poor Ivy Nile. She now is the little.
That's not where the problem lies at.
She now is the new Liv Morgan.
That's not where the problem lies at. The problem lies on SmackDown. First up, y'all put Nia Jax against Naomi in the first round. Nia Jax wins, Naomi gets beat. Jade Cargill's in the Queen of the Ring tournament.
You don't even have to say what she beat.
Hey. Hey. I
know it's Piper Niven, but you don't even have to say what she beat. You knew she was gonna go on.
She was, but gotta admit that Jade showed me something in that match. And I ain't talking about the strength in her picking her up and doing the Jade.
She actually bumped pretty well in that match. I was surprised.
Yes.
I'm surprised.
That showed me she's getting more comfortable now.
Yeah.
She's starting to get the rhythm in. It's not perfect.
No.
But it's starting. You can see the growth. You can see the growth happening.
Yeah.
That's all we ask. That's all we ask. Can we see some growth? That's it. But it was great to see her do the Jaded on Piper.
It's great to see her outfit, by the way, as well. And those thunderous cakes. It was great to see as well. I'm getting one in before the show over. We're not going the whole show without one. I've been behaving all show. I got to give me one now.
Tiffany Stratton defeated Michin. House show.
In the house show.
Now, that was a caked up house show match. I'll say that.
And she did not hit the prettiest moonsault ever on her. She just hit the Alabama Slam, and that's how she won the match.
I'm actually happy she's bringing that back. That is a very painful move.
Alabama
Slam. I don't mind the move. I don't mind the move. It's just I like her doing the PME.
You ain't the only one.
I think the PME need to be a more special occasion finisher.
Oh, like the Orton punt? Gotcha. Okay, I feel you.
Yeah, because when you see it, it's a beautiful move. But
And then Bianca Belair defeated Candice LeRae.
Didn't matter who she fought either.
Okay,
you know what the problem is.
So what are they trying to work with Bianca? Because she was trying. They were trying to have her sell the injured knee. So I want to know where they're gonna go with that.
Well, here, you ready for this? Quarterfinals match. On Raw tonight, you'll have Io Sky versus Shayna Baszler. Lila Valkyrie versus Tori Stark. I'm picking Io Sky and I'm picking Valkyria to win those matches.
I'm interested in the Raw side, but I'll go with what you said. But I'm just not interested in the Raw side.
Here's the interesting part.
Yeah.
Jade Cargill versus Nia Jax, the first time they met since Warrior Rumble.
This would actually be good. This would be a concept of Jade to have an L, but I know they're not going to put an L on her.
Why not?
It would be a good time for it. I just don't see it. I
don't see them having both of them make it to the quarterfinals. So in the semifinals. So one of them is going to lose their match. You could do it with Bianca because you could go with the knee injury, but they can't both make it.
I agree with you there. I agree with you there.
And here's my problem. Why are my tag team champions in this tournament?
Because they also want to have all the glory themselves too.
Because they had to be somebody that we give a crap about.
Cool, that's a good point.
I don't care about Raw. I don't even care about the Queen of the Ring matches on Raw. They don't matter to me. Whoever wins, cool. I don't care.
Well, he's pretty much on point because I really don't give two craps about the Queen nor the King of the Ring. I'm like just put the crown on Gunther's head, please. Just put it on Gunther's head. Just please put it on his head.
He might get yeeted out though.
maybe, but I don't know. Just put the crown on Gunther's head. Yeah.
We got to admit, King Heat would be funny as I don't know what.
See, here's my thing. First of all,
I would love it. I would love it.
Of course. You put my tag team champions in this tournament.
Yeah.
With giving us the perception that they could face each other.
Mm-hmm.
We don't believe it, but you're giving the perception. That's the problem.
Yeah. And they just won the belt. So why are we doing this?
And they're teasing it.
Yeah.
I mean, they're cutting promos saying, "Oh, so if my quarterfinal match, and you win your quarterfinal match, oh, but we ain't talking about it. We ain't gonna talk about that. Okay. So you want to tease when they had their face? You want to tease when they had their face off the Royal Rumble? Got it. Okay.
Why is you teasing this?
Because there's a lot of people that want to see Bianca Belair versus Jade Cargill still. I don't want to see it right now, though. Right. I don't want to see that now, though.
Now, this is a perfect opportunity. Now, some people don't like the push that a certain superstar is getting, and me and Cool talked about it last week. We don't have that type of problem with this person. To me, Cool, this is a perfect opportunity. The perfect opportunity to place a crown on that certain female superstar. You want to go Tiffy time? This is the perfect opportunity to do it. Have her become Queen of the Ring.
So if you have Tiffy and Jade in the final, who wins?
Tiffy got to win. I'm sorry. Tiffy got to win.
Because Jade already has the tag team championships.
I would say Tiffy would have to win, but you'll have to introduce who's going to be the next tag team that she and Bianca will have to vanquish.
Io Sky could win.
You have three brands.
Because that win can't be clean. They gotta protect Jade at some point, somehow, if she does lose.
Yeah. It's gotta be a protected loss. That's true.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Unless you have a losing Nia Jax, which is believable.
It's still gotta be some kind of shenanigan.
Believable, but yes, not clean. I don't think they want to have Jade have a clean loss yet. The clean loss has to make sense to them. And Nia, it doesn't make sense for Nia.
And this is what happens when you put tag team champions in a single match tournament.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. You pretty much know neither one of them's going to win it.
Why are they even in the tournament?
So nobody about to hit Raw time, but they probably going to have a women's Money in the Bank match first anyway. So, not Money in the Bank, a women's
Yeah.
Queen of the Ring.
But here's my thing. I'm pretty sure the three of us are saying Gunther's going to beat Kofi Kingston.
Oh,
he would be my favorite without any question.
But we have Dragunov versus Jey Uso.
Now that's gonna be nice.
I think he's gonna get a win.
I don't care who goes over. I really don't care who takes the L and who goes over. That's gonna be a good match.
Yeah, I think he's gonna get a win in this one though.
But I think Jay's gonna win it too, though.
Yeah.
Then these two matches make the two matches on SmackDown gets interesting. Randy Orton versus Carmelo Hayes.
Man,
Randy don't need to win.
Oh yeah, I think Carmelo needs to go over.
Yeah, Melo needs Melo money. He need that win.
Yeah.
How does Melo win? That's my question.
Well, he don't have no allies. So
Yeah,
unless the bloodline decide they want to beat Randy Orton down.
You did hear that promo. You did hear his promo, right?
You did. I did. But I'm just saying he don't have no squad yet.
Yeah.
No, I'm talking about Randy Orton's promo. I ain't talking about I'm talking about Randy Orton promo. He basically called the bloodline out. Basically.
Oh, so well, that's how.
That's the only way.
Well, that's how Orton's going.
That's the only shaky way. That could be the only shaky way to something with the bloodline. That could be the only shaky way.
And I think Melo's going to go over shaky. So yeah.
And speaking of bloodline, Tama Tonga is going against L.A. Knight.
Yeah.
Oh.
Now you know why I didn't have a fun week of wrestling, okay, Cole Johnson? Because not only AEW putting themselves in some mess, WWE putting themselves in some mess too. All in the same week.
So I'll tell you very simply what's going to happen in that match. I'll lay out that match for you, like I work for WWE. Tongaloa, because now he's not Tangaloa anymore. It's Tongaloa is going to help Tama Tonga, and he's going to win that match. So that's going to tick LA Knight off. So we're going to get LA Knight, Kevin Owens, and Randy Orton at some point up against this new bloodline. And that's when we're going to get Jakob Fatu finally show up, because they're worried he's going to outshine Solo because of his mastery of the microphone and his moveset. But you
okay, so I wouldn't do this at Queen King of the Ring. Do you think that 6-man tag should be at Clash of the Castle?
No, I think it'll be further down the road, because they don't do an AEW thing and then you start a beefing and a month later you're in a match. They kind of drag it out a little bit. It'll be some fights and some backstage stuff. And then this is on SmackDown. I think all of us will come out and be like, enough.
Yeah, I can't see it going all the way to SummerSlam. That's the thing.
Money in the Bank. This is going to be in Toronto, by the way.
Money in the Bank doesn't sound too bad. Oh, I forgot. So SummerSlam this year is in August. I forgot about that. Okay. Yeah, then that makes sense.
Yeah. Last week was not a fun week for me when it comes to wrestling. There was a lot of questions floating in my head of why.
Real quick. We got one thing we got to talk about real quick, y'all.
Okay.
The new bloodline, but how we feeling about it?
I'm doing it. I'm loving the new bloodline. I'm loving the new blood that's being infused into this storyline. And I love the fact that they're deciding to make them extremely violent. And I love the fact that they're making Solo a lying sack of crap. It's beautiful. I think it's beautiful.
Why did you pull the question out of my head, Cole? Why did you do it?
Cause.
No, not you, him. Cole Johnson pulled the question right out of my head. Like, that's literally like the question of this whole story. Who's lying more, Solo or Paul?
Solo's we already know. We already know Paul's lying, but Solo's he's a lying sack of crap, and I love it. I'm all for it. It's gonna be gorgeous. And you could tell this storyline has hit a home run when it only took 2 weeks for the crowd to chant, "We want Roman." I'm like, yes, you're on the ball. You're on the money. All you have to do is just step up the violence with the bloodline, have them just cheat so many people out of matches. Just keep going along that narrative where they are a runaway locomotive. I love it. I love it. And yeah, and with the addition of Jacob Fatu down the line, I'm gonna love it even more. Because I know he officially signed with WWE. I just can't wait until they.
We were waiting on him. We ain't expect Tonga to be the one.
We didn't Tonga Logo. Yeah, we
ain't see him coming.
Mm-mm. That makes it even better. I was like, oh, so we get the Gorillas of Destiny again back. Oh, it's gonna be even better. That's gonna be even better.
WWE.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
I like it.
But hopefully this week of wrestling will be better than last week. Please.
Oh, and guess what else, y'all? We don't have The Rock running around with his fake championship right now, and that does give me a little bit of pleasure.
Yeah. Well, we probably won't have to see that until when? January? Boy.
Let's hope. All right. So our fellow BIB.
What's up, Wise? It's good to see you, man.
Shout out to Cole, my brother Cole. All right, the Bear of Texas. It's sad. My favorite Baron Corbin moment is when Roman Reigns punched him in the face. Damien says,
he does have a bunch of yes.
Yeah. Damien says, why Nia Jax look like a thick cane with that gear?
Oh yeah, when she was wearing red. Oh yeah.
Yes. I did kind of think that. Damien also says, I'd rather see an Evolution pay-per-view than a King and Queen of the Ring.
I'm mad they would have did that one time. I thought they could have done another one by now.
They should do another one.
They should have done another one.
Yeah, they should. Damien says having the tag champs in the tournament kind of makes sense because I think Bianca wins it and Jade turns on Bianca or vice versa. Too early for that.
Yeah, I was about to say. No, they just got the title.
Won the titles.
They just got the titles. They don't need to. They don't need to do a turn angle with those two. Not even for about. Heck, I could say
we
probably
just won the titles at Backlash, and we gonna break up already? Like what?
Damien ready for a heel turn already.
Jeez.
Bear says, I'm loving the new bloodline. I like it too. He says the Civil War is reaching its peak. So a lot of people say Civil War, and a lot of people in the channels talking about Civil War. Bear, I appreciate you saying that because it can segue into my last thing I want to say real quick. Does it have to be a Civil War though? Can we have some machinations behind the scene? Can we have a Rock? Can we have Jacob Fatu? Can we have all them on one side? Right? And we got the Rock. There's probably going to be on the bad guy side, right, too. We got Roman Reigns. We got the Usos. But who else is going to be over there with them? Maybe we're all being fooled, and Roman Reigns is going to come back and rejoin the bloodline. And it's just going to be Jimmy and Jay by themselves. Doing their thing on Raw, while everybody else is going to be on SmackDown. Think about that too.
That's true.
Because the Rock he can go wherever he wants to. The only people that are on Raw right now is Jay Uso and probably soon to be Jimmy.
Yeah.
Everybody else going to be on SmackDown.
And probably Jimmy. Mm-hmm.
So they could all just come back and have a more dominant bloodline. And they end up turning on Roman Reigns, which makes him go face. That could be the story. He may not come back as a face. He may come back thinking he's still the head of the table and then find out soon after that he no longer is.
I think that's what they're going to do eventually. I think they're going to have him. I think they're going to have him come back like he was when he left, thinking everything is fine as before. And then they actually pull a physical face turn with him.
That could be, I mean, just throwing it out there. Just a different angle for everyone to look at it at. So last comment of the night, Damien says, hey, I don't want to break them up right now. If it was me, I would do it at the Rumble. I mean,
I understand it, but I think even that's too early.
I think that we all want people to turn on each other. Like, that's the thing. But sometimes it could just be, we lost the belts. Hey, we never had a one-on-one match. What's up? And it could be a respectful fight.
Prime example, Cole Johnson. What he said earlier, he's waiting for Montez Ford to turn on Angelo Dawkins.
That's what I'm saying. And this is like, and it's not just Cole, it's not just Damien. It's like most people, that's what they say. Oh, I want Montez to turn on Dawkins. You know, I want Dawkins to turn on Montez, as some people say. But it doesn't always have to be a turn. Sometimes it just be, you know what, man, you go do your thing, I'm gonna do my thing. You know what I'm saying?
The thing with the Street Profits pride, I don't know, the flying ship and the tank. I don't know. You can call them whatever you want to call them. They've been a tag team for 5 years. It's time for Montez Ford to go one way and Angelo Douglas go the other.
Yeah, I agree with that. My problem is I didn't even think they should be put in this group with
100.
Yeah, and especially when they call themselves the Pride, I'm like, bro, y'all was better off as the Street Profits than the Pride.
And then go nowhere with it. Yeah.
And they ain't done nothing. If they don't win this tag team championship match they got, they should break their group up immediately.
That's why I say that.
Yeah. Everybody should just beat each other up.
Yeah. That's why I say it. It's not that I have the desire to see turns. It just to me makes sense because I really believe Montez Ford needs to be taken seriously as a singles competitor.
See, that's why.
And he wants to do that anyway.
That's why me and Cool talked about the match after Bayley retained her title. We was happy that Naomi, you know. So all right, you got me.
It was cool. No,
you got me. You got me.
Sometimes turns aren't necessary, and in that moment, a turn wasn't necessary. That was cool. It was cool. They literally hugged it out. And it's like, yeah, you got the best of me. I thought I could get you. You got me. But you know what? I ain't mad at you, sis.
Congrats. But they weren't a tag team either. So that's why
they were not a tag team either. Right? They were just friends.
They were one of the turn.
They were just girls. Right? They were just friends.
Yeah,
they were. People still wanted to turn. I'm like,
nah.
Y'all in these turns.
It did make sense. It didn't make sense. And WWE did right.
All right, Playmaker. Any last thoughts, my dude?
Nope, I'm off my tangent.
You off your tangent? Okay.
I'm off my tangent.
I know this is a much darker version of Playmaker tonight. This was Playmaker Negro. The color.
I like it.
Hey, did I say anything wrong, Cole Johnson, about what happened last week when it came to the professional wrestling?
No, sir, you did not. No, no lie to be found. No lie to be found. Playmaker Negro.
Yeah, nobody said you lied, sir.
Sorry, my bad.
Professional wrestling this week.
My bad. Not Playmaker Negro. I mean Playmaker Azul.
Just saying. Professional wrestling last week, they was not on one. As a whole, it was not on one.
Yeah, they were a little on the offside. I agree.
Mr. Johnson, any final words?
Well, all I want to see is Logan Paul get the U.S. title off him so we can have a U.S. title tournament in June, and just throw the crown in Gunther's face, have him wear it, and yeah, I think Tiffany Stratton needs to have that title on the Queen. Just to me, they botched this Queen and King of the Ring lead-in, botched it all the way.
Your boy Cool McCain, all I got left to say to y'all is simply two things. Tell 4 of your friends and 4 of your enemies, come check us out. Just because they don't like you doesn't mean they won't like us. Shout out to 502 Angel Radio. And also, it's not where you start. It's always where you finish. Monarchs out.